Hello, my name is Maria Mayson. I'm a fashion designer from Greece. I studied at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland, and now I'm currently designing for Gualdoni, Paris.
What kind of energy or emotion does this place, the Bois de Vincennes, give you?
I think very serene and peaceful. I generally feel very connected to nature and water. I feel like it to me brings a feminine energy. So yeah, right now I feel very calm and connected, I'll say.
Can you tell us a bit about your story? How did you first fall in love with the fashion and design?
So I always was very creative. I had a lot of ideas. It's what got me excited for life. And it's kind of funny, I always designed. I have a video of where I'm 6 and I'm saying that I want to be a designer if I can manage, and now here I am. I think the main thing that draws me to fashion is the fact that it merges a lot of different types of art that I love, and textures and silhouettes, and it's all based around the body, and especially the female body to me. So it combines everything that I love, like photography and makeup and styling. It can even combine music and dance. So I find it the most exciting form of art in my eyes.
When did you realize that you wanted to create clothes, not just wear them?
So when I realized that I actually can't find a lot of the clothes that I want to wear, I was like, why not just design them myself? And also, as weird as this may be, I do see myself in my dreams quite often walking towards myself in the coolest outfits, and then I wake up and I try to find them, and I usually never do, so I just have to find a way to make them. But also, I realize clothing is such a form of expression, and you can actually have an impact and tell a story and make people feel, and that really inspires me. So I think that's the main reason why.
If you had to describe your design philosophy in 3 words, what would they be?
My design philosophy, I think, would be nature, instincts, and individuality, maybe, freedom.
Where do you find inspiration most easily? In texture, architecture, emotion, people, or science, maybe?
I think definitely the main source of my inspiration has to be Mother Earth and our world and our surroundings, and then that comes with sounds and texture and color. And then I would say my own experiences and the things that matter to me, what I believe in, and definitely the people around me inspire me, the relationships that I have in my life, and people that live lives that inspire me, artists. But yeah, definitely nature has to be number one, and the textures that come with it, and the silhouettes and shapes that come with it, and the feelings.
How would you describe the dialogue between your personal style and Gualdoni's aesthetic?
I think even though they're quite different, there is some overlaps. I think the main overlap has to be the focus on craftsmanship and everything being made 100% by hand and with detail and attention, and also that there's a sort of boldness and unexpected feeling to the work. I think that's the main thing, and how the customers feel wearing it, confident, and that they can express themselves through the clothes.
What do you hope people will notice first when they discover this collection?
I think the interesting cuts, even though the silhouettes are quite simple, the shapes I think are quite interesting, and the cuts are interesting, as well as the choices of seams and the amount of seams, as well as the color. I feel we've gone for colors that are slightly less conventional for fall winter, because we tried to experiment.
So what's the hardest part of being an artist in fashion today?
I think the fact that everything takes a lot of time and money, and you have to constantly be creative, which is very difficult. to like keep that energy in a flow, especially like when money becomes like an issue a lot of the time, and there's so many people that are so talented. It's hard to like find a way to separate yourself from that and stay true to that in a way. So I think time management, finances, and individuality have to be the top like 3 struggles in my eyes.
If this collection were a landscape, what would this look like?
I think it would be a berry field that's like misty and you can see Paris in the distance.
Okay. And how would you describe Gualdini's DNA in your own words?
I think like quite elegant and chic, but with like a modern twist and like bolder silhouettes than typical like ready-to-wear garments.
What kind of dialogue happens between you and Gualdini's during the design process?
So we have like weekly meetings where the whole team discusses where we're at, how things are going, and we try and like help each other and figure out like how to plan things further and how to make the brand evolve. But then like throughout the week we always have conversations, we always help each other if there needs to be another conversation that's not necessarily like scheduled. Generally the environment is really like friendly, very supportive, but we try to keep things organized.
Do you work more through draping on a mannequin, or do you start from pattern making?
I'm a draper, so I mainly start from the body. I sometimes start from flat patterns, only if it's like using the basic blocks to then like take it on the body. And I think because clothes are something that is put on a 3-dimensional being, I need to understand it in a way that is 3-dimensional. And there's a lot of back and forth from starting on the stand, then taking it flat, taking it back on the stand, then taking it on a real body, a real person with movement, and then again. So I have to say definitely draping with a lot of back and forth.
If Gualdini were a person, how would you describe them? Their personality, their mood, their rhythm?
I would describe them as someone quite like calm because they're confident and they have like a presence in the room, but they don't have to be loud to be like seen and noticed. Maybe like also someone that is very open-minded and constantly evolving.
If this boat trip were a metaphor of your creative life, where are you now living ashore, in the middle of the lake, or seeing a new horizon?
Of life. So I think when I was making my graduate collection, I just jumped in the water like head first, and I didn't really take a breath until I was done. So now I've gone on my boat, my first boat, but I'm still like kind of wet from my journey before. And I think at some point I'm going to reach the end of the lake and I'm going to go into the ocean and I'm going to sail and be amongst big waves and adrenaline, which is what I crave and what I like as a person. But yeah, I'm at one of the parts of my journey, I think, kind of early parts.